Kill this shit, ho. My boy exploded, I got my bag and they know it. She wanna pose for a photo, I don't want nothing to do with it. Got extended clips loaded, I keep my pump in the trunk. Keep that 30 on my hip, wait for the sound of the drum, okay? There's a party on the rooftop. Bad hoe, give me top, tell the jaw out, yeah. And I put up in a drop top.
What is up, gang? Alright, in this video we're gonna go over Berserker. So Berserker used to be honestly trash, like borderline awful. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That class was fucking garbage, right? After the mastery got added, the class is not too bad anymore. Obviously I'm on my elementalist now because I don't actually play Berserker. I used to, I gave it a try, but I'm getting help from people who do main this class. I'm trying to learn the class, how it is now, learn the new stuff about it, the mastery and everything. There's like a little timestamp. We're gonna go over the races for Berserker, the weapons, the stats, the accessories, the mastery, and I have a few clips of the build in action and even like a full duo Thorian fight for you guys to see. Class is really nice. Anyways, let's get this shit started. Now for Berserker races, the first and probably the best race for now is Estella, obviously. Mainly because of Enduring Fighter. The level 1 passive, when under 40% of your maximum HP, increase your damage by 25%. This passive is actually permanent. So the moment you drop below 40% HP, you'll permanently gain this damage buff even if you're above 40%, which is actually massive. Because this buff also does stack with your Berserker buffs like Intense Rage. Okay, so Intense Rage is a passive that Berserkers have, but it's invisible for some reason, right? I don't know why Berserker has invisible passives, but for some reason they do. But anyways, they went below like around 50%. It might be 40%, we actually don't know, but from what we've tested, it's 50%. When you're below 50% HP, Berserkers get a damage buff, a 40% damage buff. And there's obviously something you can get in your mastery called, also called Intense Rage, which buffs it to 60% damage buff below half HP. This stacks with the Estella buff, right? Which makes you have like what? With the mastery, it is like a 85% damage buff. That is insane. That's fucking massive, I'm gonna be honest with you. And you can also stack this buff with obviously your other buffs like Rage and Power, with other shit, right? That's the main reason you want Estella. There is another passive that comes with Estella, but the issue with this passive, it's called Hyper Rage. Additionally, when you're under 50% of your maximum HP, reduce incoming damage by 10%. This would be amazing, but for some reason this doesn't work with Berserker. Berserker does have a passive that does reduce the damage they take when below like a certain amount of HP. I'm pretty sure it's also 50%. But it doesn't stack with Estella. It's like bugged or whatever. So that is the downside. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you mainly want the damage buff anyways. You're already pretty bulky, just naturally. So Estella is a pretty solid race, but other options would be like Corvolis. So in the next patch that's coming, in like the next update or whatever, Berserker is getting buffed at the time of this recording. Like Carnage is gonna now scale with how much energy you have. So people are actually cooking up a Corvolis build, right? Just because they have a passive at level 1 with energy gain. You have a chance to gain 2 energy every turn, instead of 1. Which is actually honestly, that's so helpful. I love those kind of passives. And another option I'd say is, you could use Amorous, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then Dullahan is okay. Dullahan's just good on every class, I'm gonna be honest with you. But Draga is also not a bad one, just because you have lifesteal from crits. You also get a Berserker passive called Bloodlust, and I don't know if this does stack together. I've never tested it. I wouldn't recommend Draga anyways, but it's not bad. You mainly want it for the lifesteal, and you also get another attacking move, Blood Shards.
I've got 4 Radiant Empowered and 3 Radiant Voltaic. You probably won't end up getting that many. The only reason I have that many is because I ended up doing a lot of Metros Vessel.
And obviously for the actual weapon, if you do not have Frost Enchant, then just use the Core Alloy Mana Blade. It's probably better than the Ice Rin Greatsword right now anyways. Though Frost Enchant is getting buffed in the next patch, so you know, maybe look forward to that. But just use the Core Alloy Mana Blade, I'm gonna be honest, it's way better right now. Obviously people were using the Ice Rin Greatsword in this video, but they were using it just for experimental purposes, so don't worry about that. Now for stats, you just want to go full strength, so maximum strength investment. However, there's a few builds where you can get a bit of endurance investment. Now, I'll go into the reason why later on, but the main reason, I'll just give you a brief summary. The main reason is just, you want 20 endurance if you're not running a vitality accessory, or if you're also using, you know, Sands of Time, or with the Shifting Hourglass. But anyways, let's keep going.
Shifting Hourglass is probably your best artifact. You can probably use Dark Sigil or Chaos Orb as well because you have the multi-hitting move Carnage. But what Shifting Hourglass does, it'll give you Sands of Time, which you can use it turn 1 for 1 energy, and as long as you don't take 25% or more damage in turn 1, which most bosses are unable to do, especially if you have 20 endurance, which will give you around 128 HP. You'll get a damage buff for the rest of the fight and also a defense buff for the rest of the fight. But yeah, so bring a pinpoint, earring a blitz, those are absolutely mandatory. You want to increase your crit chance and your physical damage as much as possible.
And for your final accessory, vitality is probably optimal. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer vitality. You can also just use precision, right? If you just want to go more damage. So if you're using 20 or like, you know, like maybe a 10 endurance or whatever, I'd recommend you go precision for more crit damage. But if you're going full strength, no endurance whatsoever, then just go vitality, right? So you have some bulk investment. You need this bulk investment, so when you're 50% HP to proc your passive for more damage, you will have, you know, more current HP because your maximum HP is larger.
Yeah, so with the tree, what you want to do is you want to completely ignore this tree because it's just speed and you don't want to waste any mastery points. Otherwise, you won't be able to get some of the more important nodes. But you have to take all of the strength and endurance nodes, and then you unlock these 2 breakthroughs. This allows you to. Your more important bit is the right mastery, by the way, because if you look here, so increase the damage buff of low HP from 40% to 60%, and also gives an energy gain buff. So when you're under half, you get an energy gain buff and 60% more damage, which is absolutely nuts. And then Rage and Power proficiency. Rage and Power is genuinely your most important move. It buffs the damage buff, heavily reduces the defense loss, lasts another turn, and gives an energy buff. This makes it one of the best moves in the game. From like a somewhat mediocre move, just an upgraded bulk up, into just being insane. And if you go here, essentially you're just getting upgrading bloodlust for this one, because if you go here, this one just upgrades strike and you get a bunch of speed instead of strength. So while this one isn't as important, this berserking time, it's really good. By the way, I did spend an extra breakthrough point for 1 strength. Don't judge me. I had extra echo shards. Okay,
I do that too.
Yeah, realistically, this is my main build and I'm really enjoying it. So I don't think you're able to apply weakened. I assume you're definitely way alive. Oh, there we go, weakened's there. Okay, so my damage is going to be absolutely insane now. This is when Berserker is at its best. Now, if only I had any of my... Oh, Dark is off cooldown, but I think I hit it with a Dark Move Blast. Oh no, that's magic, I believe. It's whatever. I'm just gonna head splitter.
If that shit crits, it's about to do a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, just walk that.
No, that wasn't even a crit. Holy fuck.
No, I've said it, like, this class is genuinely insane once it starts building up buffs.
Serv is like a secret Rizzler for no reason.